Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Our executive producer and most recent addition to the show, Mr. Josh Soroka, is what I would describe as a can-do person.
Yeah.
And that is why when something that has been asked for multiple times is not done, I don't believe it is due to a lack of effort, because I've never seen any real lack of appreciable effort. I believe there's tremendous effort that goes on all the time. I think that's his chip. I think it's the way he rolls. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, now
However,
you got me wondering where I dropped the ball.
there is an exception to this that I see every day. Every day,
Oh, I know what it is.
I see animated puppets down at the lower right-hand corner of my screen. Josh looking kind of macho.
Josh looks great.
Rob looking kind of bald. And I look like a van-dwelling, like
Careful.
sicko, toothless person kicked out of an assisted living facility for lack of payment.
Okay.
And
really
the
should
problem
have-
is, I don't know if I will ever be able to make a puppet that you're happy with.
Could you make a puppy that he's happy with?
Is that why you have hesitated? Because you just feel like it's an exercise in futility to
A little
my
bit.
puppet.
A little bit.
Can we see it? There may be people that are just joining us for the first time.
I hate
ever.
it so bad. I hate it so bad. Yeah!
Mike, and I
With
take
a
it
beard
back.
that is completely and utterly incorrect.
Mike,
Yes.
when we look at it, your beard is not horribly off. I just look.
No, it is.
Excuse
It is.
me.
He
No,
doesn't
it's-
have a beard.
It is
He has a goatee.
completely wrong. I have what is referred to in beard speak as a Van Dyke.
Yes.
A goatee is the chin pubes
Okay.
alone without the mustache. A Van Dyke
I
is
always
the
thought
mustache.
the Van Dyke was a thin.
No.
What's the
That's
thin one?
that is a what do you call that?
Flavor saver.
That's the classy word for it. I'm wondering.
Thank you very much, Stanley Kiltyka
Hey, and we
from
and we
Marist
got
College in 1979.
We got our first violation on TikTok for the
What was today?
No idea. It doesn't tell you.
Oh,
Every day we get a warning on TikTok.
that's just.
What did I say? What did I do?
I don't know. No
I
idea.
think it's the equivalent of like a grandparent saying, "Hey, you better watch out. Just look out." That's all.
So inundate the TikTok with hearts for us, please. Can
Please
you
do
do
that.
for us? I would really, really appreciate it.
Put
now,
a heart under the picture of Mike's beard.
Now listen to me.
Yes.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
This is I received overnight an animation based on the photo that was taken at Jimmy's, and in my humble opinion,
Yes.
we have hit the sweet spot. We have hit the sweet spot.
Okay.
This is Mike O'Mara approved. This animation,
All right.
right here.
I like to know that this one you're approved of, because I could change the puppets to this one down there.
See, that to me would be sweet.
I look incomplete. Like an underbaked loaf of
Well,
bread.
I think you have facial hair, and you've
do.
been coloring your facial hair.
That's it.
So a darker, thin beard.
Yeah.
which is what you seem the way you almost stubble like the way
Yeah.
you seem to. You are capable of growing a beard like
In a week.
Sasquatch.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Now I'm
And-
completely paranoid about TikTok giving us warnings.
No, just ignore it.
Yeah, I did.
Fine. Okay.
But I mean, Josh always looks like a movie. They've even included Josh's tattoo. I mean, it's
I
like
look better as a cartoon or a puppet or an animation.
No, but you have a very this makes you look friendlier, which
Yeah,
I think
Josh
is a good
doesn't
thing.
smile
You're
much.
not nearly
Yes,
that
it-
friendly in real
Maybe
life.
that's it. Maybe the
And-
cartoons always make me smile.
They make you friendlier, and then Rob, that's perfect for Rob. Although I do agree with him that it's incomplete.
Yeah.
and it might need a little of the.
Speckling? A speckling of hair?
just a little bit, and I think that would match you. The hands crack me up.
yes.
It is just, but me, that is me with a smile that does not lack
Your nose,
teeth.
yeah, your nose is wrong though. It's
My
too
nose
round.
is wrong.
Yeah.
But I can accept my nose being wrong.
And
Is my
also-
nose really wrong from a from a characterization standpoint, I think I'm a tad
No,
bulbous.
it's not bulbous like that. And also, Mike,
like
please
Mike Ehrmantraut.
please to notice the thickness of, say, Josh's bicep versus your arm.
That is, but I love the glasses too. I love the glasses.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
that they're
it's only
hanging
one
on your
pair.
shirt.
And I
just
love that
noticed
it's only one pair. It's been fixed.
Yep.
I'm delighted with that. I love
seen
that.
I've seen a few of these animations and puppets and stuff that people have put on the fan club.
Right.
And I think it's funny that the table in every shot looks like you're at a Comic-Con event.
Yeah.
Because there's
it
like
does.
a
There's
comic book.
on the table.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What
I
would
like
you put
that
on the
too.
table? What would you put on the table?
I would get rid of the comic book.
I'd
Yeah,
put
I
a
think-
firearm on the table.
Maybe some beer cans.
Some beer cans.
I would put a marital aid.
An orange smash. No, you don't want to do that.
But only two.
But there it is. And then, because they got the beard right.
Yeah, they did. They
They got
really
the beard
did.
right.
They got-
That's it. That's
I
what,
can
and by
tell-
the way,
you
if
know
you
what?
could really see the detail in it, they've got the shirt right too, which is fantastic.
I could tell the Josh and the Mike who they were to be by looking at it. I could tell that right away. So I mean, they've captured you. That's excellent.
But that they've captured your innocence with that look.
Well, I look, Mike, right
You're
now.
kind of hey.
Then that's me all over. Did you ever have the game or the toy when you were little where it came with a magnetic stick and you would drag iron filings to give the face hair?
Iron
Yes.
filings.
Yeah, do you know what I mean, Josh?
Yeah, it's the magnet. I'm forgetting the guy's name.
It's like Wacky Willy or something like that, and you could do
Oh,
different.
you give him facial hair.
yeah,
Woolly Willy.
the Woolly Willy, and so Mike, I'm Woolly Robbie because
it's also
I've
my name at American University.
Well, it was the '70s.
Why do I always say
I
American?
do like Rob's reference. Here is Woolly
There
Willy.
you go. That looks
Willy
like
Willy.
me.
It's Rob.
That's perfect.
And
That is
so
true.
we
Rob,
need-
Rob, I have your beard. Hold on, go back to Willy Willy. This is Rob can grow this. Rob can grow. Rob can. He can almost grow the hair, but I want him to grow the beard in the lower right hand corner. That's
like
way
the
I want-
pirate, whatever that is.
No, it looks to be some sort of mysterious man from the east.
Yeah, and he's wearing an eye patch. I guess that's what threw me. But yeah,
That's
I could do
wonderful.
any of those, but instead I have nothing. So please
Woolly
draw
Willy.
whiskers, hair, and eyebrows on me with a magic wand, and then I will be complete.
Well,
Woolly
take
Willy
your-
has everything
No,
except
here's
for
the way
nose.
you get him. Put glasses on him.
That works too. Yeah.
Put glasses on him.
Yeah.
That'll take care of it. You've got eyebrows. You've got
this
no
week
hair,
I do.
and then a little spattering of that, glasses and a a little facial hair.
And a little
it's
speckling,
perfect.
as the grease man would
And
say.
by the way, if it's not perfect, that's fine. Sorry, I like I really
You like
like
you.
this one.
that's-
I love
I
the
believe-
American flag in the background. I'm a big flag guy, believe it or not.
I love
know
that
my-
too. I think that's a great
God.
background.
There was this hump at Happy Valley yesterday
Mm-hmm.
that never has any interaction. And he's like richer than Jesus.
Was
and
he Woolly
is-
Willy?
And but he tells me this joke. And I can't even remember the joke 'cause it's a bad joke, but it
Yep.
ends with you sit on the bed. The Democrat will tell you how you do it. The other guy, just
Oh,
that.
one of those, yeah.
People that my sole identity to them is that.
Yeah.
There is no me involved. There is no me whatsoever.
They have
other
simplified
than the
you
fact
down
that
to their-
yeah, because
Yeah.
they're simple of mind.
Yeah.
That's the way that goes.
You know what
So
they
it
like, Mike?
depresses me.
They like polarization. Right,
Mm-hmm.
wrong, yes, no, black, white. No gray for them.
They
No
probably
gray
also
for
like
them.
me.
What's
Well,
that?
no, you're different.
No, I know I'm different.
I mean, you are, and it's not just because the show. I mean, it's that you and I handle it. We found our space
Yeah.
quite organically, and that's fine with me.
Had we known earlier, we might not have had to find our space. But
It's
we got
interesting
thrown in
you-
this
you-
together.
It's interesting you mention polarization because online, and I got sucked in just like the next
Nice.
guy. It was a fake exchange between the Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and Bill Maher. And all this stuff was online saying Jasmine Crockett shuts down Bill Maher, or Bill Maher asks Jasmine Crockett. It's just back and forth, completely and utterly fictitious.
Like a
completely
deep fake?
generated. I didn't even hear an exchange between them. It was one of those voices, those AI voices
Oh, that
talking
guy,
about
yeah.
the congressman came on Bill Maher's show, and later on, She's never been on Bill Maher's show. It's never happened. It's never. He referenced her in a monologue like a year ago, but that's it.
You're right.
So
It's all over. If you search,
it's all over.
Crockett. It's all over, but it's fake.
It's completely generated by
every video is just still images.
It's stills with narration saying what happened. Hey, boy. All right, my question is this.
Danger.
Yeah, because I mean,
true danger.
That's nothing. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Well, that's why I think it's Texas, which I guess is where she's from, might be one of these states I saw as a bill that they're trying to push now to stop AI, specifically in political advertisements.
How can they? How can they stop it?
Well, make it illegal. So you can't use AI if you're running for whatever.
Yeah, but this thing that we're seeing, this Crockett video, it's not an advertisement, is
Right,
it? It's
exactly.
just a video, and they can't outlaw that. That's freedom of speech
they can't outlaw
stuff.
that if random people make it. They're trying to stop political parties from making it because this is so dangerous for the future.
Because if you are creating, and it's going to get more and more sophisticated. We've seen many. I think one of them might have been Shadur Sanders. Mm-hmm. Did you see the Shadur Sanders video when he was talking about Cleveland, that he won't play for Cleveland, and it was completely...
Oh, I thought that was real.
It was completely fake. I think that was AI. I think that was fake. If that was the case, then he wouldn't be playing for Cleveland, and he is. He's going to be in the quarterback mix for Cleveland. I don't know whether that... If you think that was real, I thought... No, he'd never come out and say that.
No,
after he finally got drafted by Cleveland, he was happy to be drafted by Cleveland.
No, I think it was something he said last year. I thought it was an old statement, but I don't. Okay,
we'll have to look at. See, that's the world
but
we
even
live
the
in
very
right now.
fact,
What's real?
The very fact that Mike is questioning whether or not a statement from a public figure is real puts us in a very dire situation.
Yeah, and that's early on. We knew about that.
Yeah,
and I see it with Joe Rogan all the time because there's so much content to work with of Joe Rogan for all this AI.
Yeah,
that I see him in fake interviews with people constantly.
It's really, really disconcerting to see the way this happens. And when you take people love a good controversy, they love a good fight. I got sucked in. I like that stuff as well. It's just gotten it makes your head spin when you really think about what's out there.
Would it be possible to legislate it that they can't use it for politics, but they can still use it for funny stuff? Because sometimes I like funny stuff that's done with AI, but it doesn't. It doesn't ruin. It doesn't ruin the.
No, I don't think you can't ban it. You can't ban the whole thing.
I think you should have to put a disclaimer on it. I think you should have to say,
valid.
"Hey, this is fake."
Mm-hmm.
But if you are, for example, if you're going to be, say you're a broadcaster or you're a pundit or you're going to go on a news show and you want a little quick refresher and you go to your chat GPT and you say, please generate some 10 things that are not good about Donald Trump. And that spits it out there and they are all fact-based and you go on a show and then you talk about it. Is that something that ought to be banned? Is that something that ought to be called out?
Are they facts that you bring?
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
The key is I use ChatGPT a lot when doing the Orioles show.
And you use it with statistics.
I use it with statistics, but I have found it gets things wrong. So the important part when using the AI is to check before you
fact check your AI
before you go on live.
Was it yesterday that ChatGPT came back to you and said Orioles are having a great year?
Thank you for getting the joke first. That's and you framed it better than I did. That they're having. Hey, both our teams are. Yeah. All I want is this. I am traveling north in the month of June, when the Yankees will be coming to Fenway Park, and I wish for the Red Sox just to be competitive. Please just be competitive. I don't want the Yankees coming into town with like a 15-game lead. I just don't want that to happen.
Oh, so it can't just be day of. It has to be leading up.
I don't care if they're within 5 games.
Get
5 or 6 games
now.
I mean, just so they can make it. I don't even know how far out they are. How far out are all the baseball stuff? How far out are the Orioles now? In the AL East, we don't pay attention until July or August.
The Orioles they're 7 games out,
and the Red Sox what? About 5 games out?
2.5.
Ah, there we are. That's fine with me.
The Red Sox are playing 500 ball. They're in second place.
Right. And so good. That's it. As long as it's like that, I'm happy. Speaking of sport, go ahead.
So 3 games too many?
No, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
I'm cool.
Okay.
What
I
were you
believe
saying,
this
John?
weekend the Orioles turn it around. And things start looking up after this weekend.
Is that what you would say on your podcast, your Orioles podcast?
I said it last night. Yeah. And I gave all the
by the way, that
reasons
was very nice of you to ask about promoting your one of your other ventures, and let's take some time and talk about that right
cool.
now before we go. You'll hear about that on the show as well. You've got a consultancy, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I edit other podcasts, and we're trying to grow it. To be
Podcasters Warehouse is the name of the company,
the Podcasters
correct?
Warehouse. Yep.
Okay. And I will say this.
Podcasterswarehouse.com.
Josh knows how to launch a podcast. He knows how to maximize a podcast. He knows how to make it sound at its optimum. And if you're trying to launch it right now, it's a big task to do it on your own because there are so many questions you have to ask on just minutia. Josh has got that covered. So if you are sort of in the nascent stages of launching a podcast, you want to go to Podcasters Warehouse and at least consult.
You know what angle I'm looking at now with podcasting is for businesses to not only
huge
forward facing, like front facing, but businesses are now launching internal podcasts just for their employees.
Yeah,
so
beats sending out a memo.
Weekly meetings. It's like, here, download this podcast and you can hear what's going on at the company.
So you'll be hearing about that on the show. We will be
next week.
Promoting that next week. So be aware of that.
And you can follow him on Facebook right now, Podcasters Warehouse.
So I really wanted to talk about another sport right now because I have been following the NHL playoffs, and they are, even if you don't have a dog in the fight, Capitals are in it. I'm glad the Capitals are in it. Florida Panthers down here, another team that I pay attention to. But as much as I have been a big fan of the Capitals and paid attention to the Florida Panthers, I just adore and always have the fan base of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they are one of the great old franchises, a franchise that periodically gets labeled one that might be sold and moved to another town. I hope that's not the case because these people in Toronto, I remember years and years and years ago that this was the fan base where you have the stadium that's full and then you have the overflow outside of the stadium. And now they have gone up 2 games to none in their playoff series. And they are – it's just fun to watch. It really is fun to watch. And I really, really want to see Toronto stay in the mix because it's fun. And even their announcers go out of their minds when it comes to
hockey is a little it's a plus sport in Canada, isn't it? I mean, it means the world to them up there.
It does.
And so if they were to move from Toronto, I didn't know that there was always rumors that the team could move. It would have to stay in Canada, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
So. Here's the thing: they're up 4-2. I'm sorry, 2-0. They won 4-3 last night in Game 2, so they're up 2-0 against the Florida Panthers, and it's just great to hear at the end. I mean, this is Game 2. All right, this is not a 7th game, and you hear the announcer at the end just going, "I can't believe it! Oh my God, it's going now! It's the end of the game!
Game 2 early in the playoffs, and they're out of their mind. It's great. That's awesome.
They're in the second round, which is rare for them, and they also won 2 games in the second round, which is even more rare for them. Oh my God! Oh, look at this going. And the people outside going, they love it. Think about it. That's where it all happens up there. It's very, very exciting for them. Is there any chance we could get the video of the end of that game? I know that's a tall order to get through that. Great video. They just go nuts. It's by the way, for our other hockey fan, Ralph Rice. When we were referring to the animation, ears. Ralph, would you be talking about my ears? Is that what you're referring to with the
maybe his
animation?
own ears?
My own ears? No, my ears. Oh, what? The ears are too small?
I think it's everyone's ears.
Everyone's ears.
We're all about the same size.
They look like perhaps we've had a career in ultimate fighting. That might be.
Were we? And when we were in Ultimate Fighting, were we a team, or did we face each other?
Mark Scooble says, "Josh, sounds like you're looking past our Brewers series. Don't do that." Ooh.
Who are the O's playing this weekend when they turn it around, Josh?
Oh, the Angels.
But
it's a turnaround because we've got injured guys coming back.
Good. And you will beat Gene Autry's team?
It's a great time. It's a great time to be a sports fan. It really is. I think really they've laid it
really
out.
is.
So really, it's yeah. You. I was thinking about yesterday's show, Rob. I know you probably don't want me to think about that.
Please don't.
And I was thinking that, look, it happens once in a while. It happens to all of us. But the references, I was thinking about some way that we could. We had you put candy in a jar at one point. That
Right.
didn't
We
really
still have
work
that going.
well.
We have
yeah,
it going.
but it's not been consistent. I think in some way, if we could quantify
I'm not giving in to physical pain. I'm not doing it.
references that you make and how old they are. Like yesterday on the show, we were having a modern discussion about a modern topic, and you equate it very often with something that is pop culture from many, many moons ago, and also obscure many moons ago that might not be common knowledge for even the older listeners.
People should know these references because it's usually brought up in a manner of history repeating itself. And you know what? There's not a lot of good new things happening out there.
That's the key. Pardon me for chewing ice.
That's fine, Mike. I love that sound.
I do it when I'm sexually frustrated. People should know. But, Rob, we're not in the business of telling people what they should know. We're in the business of catering to what people do know.
This has never been said to me before. I thought this was a teaching podcast.
You think that I'm thinking your references yesterday.
Right.
There was some television show that I had no idea that you were talking about.
Well, go back to Laugh-In. Go back to Laugh-In. We were talking about Laugh-In, and I told Carrie yesterday.
I'm 65.
Yes, you are.
I probably would know about that when I was a kid.
Right.
You are in your mid-50s, and you shouldn't know about Laugh-In.
Well, I mean, Laugh-In is great. Who doesn't?
Maybe Rob is just playing to our audience
because of the. Do you base that on Jimmy's a little bit?
Maybe so.
Yeah, all I know is the handicap parking filled up awfully fast. It really did.
Want to know hearts on TikTok, people? Get that.
Lots of hearts.
Please.
Would you like to see a little bit of the Maple Leaves?
Yeah, please.
Please.
I'm so glad you found that. Listen to this. These announcers are really into it.
Well, this is more crowd than announcers.
Oh, that's the crowd. All right, the crowd's fine. They go cuckoo.
That
I wish
is a
they could have
jammed
shot on
arena.
the outside. That's cool. That's it. That's how nuts they go with that. It really is interesting. And as I said, I thought about it yesterday with the. And I think it speaks to what you consume, and no one can change what you will consume on your free time. I don't expect that. I think we've worked in environments where that has been required. You force people to do, it's got to be organic. There's got to be a level of organic. Your interests are wide in a very interesting way, but the references on the show sometimes you, I think, have to accept as well, if you're going to have those interests, that the vast majority of people consuming this probably do not land in the same camp.
What I hope is that it lands with some people, and the people that it lands
That's
with.
not what I hope. I would hope that you would say something that would land with with all of the listeners, if possible.
Did you say you were sexually frustrated by the ice, by the way? I'm just curious.
Well, that's an old adage that if you chew ice, you're sexually frustrated.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I like to think that what I say is entertaining to the vast majority of people, but they're going to be.
I wish we could isolate one.
I think Rob does watch like modern TV, and he's always, whatever the latest new show is, he's watched it.
He's on it.
But I don't think it goes in the same spot in his brain as
No.
everything else.
It doesn't go to the area where he will regurgitate it.
I would say this.
Like you watched that new one that was just on recently.
The Four Seasons?
The Perfect Couple.
Yeah. Oh, I watched that a long time ago. Yeah.
And that was a
great.
long time ago. That was good. And I binged it because I had to catch up on it and finished it. By the way, the 6-episode miniseries, the limited series, is, I think, my favorite. It's
Only
like a
if
long
it's good,
movie.
though. Oh, my God, no.
I love it.
disagree, because if they don't hit it out of the park right away and you're invested, then you got to sit through 6 episodes.
But if they don't hit it out of the park right away, you don't have to be invested.
If you're invested, if you're invested, if you watch
you're
a full
invested
episode.
if you want a long-term series. That's when you get invested. If you're on a limited series, you can say, I'm not going to waste.
Yeah, but
I've
if there's
done
like
that
one more
thousands of
episode,
times.
if there's one more episode, maybe it gets better, and then you're a third of the way through it, and you got to finish it.
Spoiler alert, I will talk about The Perfect Couple now, starring Nicole Kidman and Liv Schreiber. And I will say this, that making Dakota Fanning the villain, spectacular.
Oh, it's great. The casting
well done.
was amazing.
Bravo. Enjoyed every minute. And that lady that plays the fiance.
Yes, Barbara Corcoran.
No. There it is. Now, see, that's funny because people know Shark Tank and Barbara Corcoran.
She got that raspy voice that drives me crazy.
I wish I knew the actress who plays the love interest of Nicole Kidman's son on that, because
she's Irish, right? She's Irish faking an American accent.
Irish?
I think
she?
so.
I
think so.
Boy, she to me is spectacular.
That is so well
so
cast.
unique looking, and she's such a great actress. I love her.
I do know a fun fact about that miniseries, Mike, is that you know how the opening credits are shot over a wedding reception where they're doing an organized line dance?
Yeah, and it looks to me like maybe that was a cast bonding exercise as well.
Everybody in the cast hated it except Liev Schreiber. He loved it. He loved line dancing.
Is that a fact, or
that
is that
a fact? That is a fact that no one wanted to shoot it except
they looked.
him.
They were selling it really well.
It was a really good show. I liked it, and I just
good. I'm glad you liked it. I liked it too.
Last night I just finished up the 4 seasons on. And you know what? I think it's pretty. I think it's a good show. It definitely caters to our age bracket more than youngsters, but I liked it a lot. Yeah.
On Tuesday, we attempted to watch the 4 seasons. And we watched the entire thing in one sit-in.
Yeah.
About 4 hours.
Yeah. And your takeaway?
No, we enjoyed it. It was great.
Okay. All right, maybe I'll take a peek. I don't know.
The casting is good. There's some surprises in it.
There are some surprises.
Yeah. Not any great nudity. Sorry. There
wasn't in the original either.
Oh, yes, there was.
There is a nudity warning on
Jack
every
Weston's
episode.
ass.
Oh, that's right. You've never let that go. My Mercedes.
I remember when the 4 seasons aired on like the ABC Sunday Night Movie, there was a time when you would watch movies on network television, and they left in the Jack Weston scene, but they just blurred the water, which made it worse because the blur was huge.
Yeah. And couples, they've modernized it. With modern couples.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
And a same-sex couple is involved in this, right? So
and they're my favorite. They're my favorite couple. They're great. Yeah. I just thought it was a good. You'll enjoy it, and it's not a big investment in time.
We are looking for something.
But back to when you talk about me watching modern stuff, I will, and Carrie and I will usually go through like the Netflix top 10 or whatever and make sure we're caught up. But as a rule, and I've always been this way, I would rather watch a movie I love again than to watch something new that I don't know anything about.
I think that might be very, very normal. That you want to go, but you take it to a different. You see movies hundreds of times.
I do, yeah.
And but you see old movies hundreds of times.
You know what? Give me a new movie that's worth watching 100 times. I'll watch it 100 times. If they don't come out.
Okay, I don't think that's abnormal. I think that haven't we had discussions about that where you will back in the day when DVDs were a thing,
right?
And you would see something come on your local movie channel.
Right.
And you had the DVD that you could watch anytime. There were certain, I always thought of it as a battle of the sexes type of thing where wives would say to their husbands, how can you watch that again when you have that in your library and you can watch it anytime?
Right.
Because it's there.
It's
and
magical
because it's
too.
Good, and
it's
it makes you stick with it if you see The Shawshank Redemption or Goodfellas or something like that.
You feel like it's lucky. You know, if you land on something you like on television, it's
But
lucky.
I will tell you this,
Yeah.
that I also think that you are more inclined to linger longer with a particular film. I reach burnout point with that too, with stuff that's been on and on and on.
That's weird because you are patient in all other aspects of your life.
The Scorsese movies, pretty close to a burn factor right now. Wouldn't linger on a casino. I burned on it. I watched it so many times that I finally burned on it.
And it requires an emotional investment. Casino is not a lighthearted entertainment. You don't put on Casino and wash dishes.
See, and I think something that doesn't require an emotional investment or isn't serious stuff like that will be boring quickly. Like
But that's
go
why
ahead.
flipping past the movie channel and catching one of those movies, that's the best part is that you jump in right at the fun part of the movie.
That's true.
Right
And
at
that
the
seems
scene.
to happen
You
a
don't
lot.
have to build up.
But Rob tends to look at I don't want it's different kinds of stuff. Like you look at real vintage films that would probably bore a lot of people.
I'll take in an occasional silent film. I like the movies of, I like the movies of the 50s as well. The big over-the-top color spectaculars.
How do you know a laugh-in, though? How do you know that?
It was on in reruns when I was little.
Okay.
And then I mean, it was a sort of a game changer for me with the speed. I had never seen a comedy show move at that speed, and it was intriguing to me. And I also love the fact that at the end, it had like 6 ends. They kept doing closing jokes and then another joke and another joke. It's like they used every second.
Okay. All right.
And
So,
it was brilliant. And so I bought the box set of every episode of Laugh-In its entirety.
Of all the films that you have consumed, what would be the movie you've seen more than any other, in your opinion?
That's tough. Maybe The Maltese Falcon. Maybe. Have you ever sat down and watched it? No, you haven't.
But it doesn't sound like a fun one.
I've definitely watched scenes of it.
Yeah, but you've not watched the whole thing. And it's a short movie. It's like 100 minutes. And it's
I watched Casablanca in its entirety.
That's another one that I've probably seen the most. Also, The Blues Brothers. And
really?
That's
See,
the
there
first
you
movie
lose
I've
me.
seen.
What's that?
That's the first reference he made that I've seen.
But I mean, I wouldn't watch it over and over and over again.
Oh, the music scenes?
So boring.
No, it's not.
Oh, God, it's not that funny.
It's not about always being funny, but it is funny. But there's the music, there's the action. It's a delightful film, almost not a perfect film, but
Give me
a
another
really,
one.
really
Give me another one.
okay.
Because this is not just a fine stuff that you like that I don't like. Because I think that when you're talking about a Maltese Falcon, I take it under, a classic black and white film. I take it under advisement. That
and it's
maybe
wonderful,
it would be.
wonderful storytelling. Even Robert watched it when he was little. He liked it.
How
Mike,
about something
here's
in
one.
color?
I'm saying I'll do
Okay,
it.
does it have to entirely be in color? Because The Wizard of Oz, I watched a billion times.
Everybody,
And I'll tell you why.
No, that's from my childhood. That's fine. That's
like forced.
Too,
That's like forced watching.
yeah.
Is it?
It's too easy. Too
Yeah,
easy. Give us
everybody
something more
has had
obscure.
to see
Okay, how about a movie I've seen in the theater 5 times, in addition to all the times I've watched it on video or television, is Gone with the Wind. I've seen it in the theater a million times, and I love it. Again, Mike, it's storytelling. Do you know how hard it is to make a 4-hour movie?
No, it's not really. The Gone with the Wind is not really storytelling.
It's
how you
everything.
feel about the Confederacy.
Mike, it has,
Confederacy.
take that out of it. It's a
Any
storytelling.
movies-
It's a love story is what it is.
Any movies that were made after I was born?
Let's see. There has to be some.
Can I give you my list? This is
Yeah,
good.
please.
This is a good exercise. Can I
All
give
right.
you my list, Josh,
Yes,
of movies
please.
that I've watched again
Yes.
and again and again? Top of the list, The Godfather.
Yep.
Absolute top of the list, The Godfather. The next
Do you
movie,
prefer Godfather or Godfather 2?
Godfather 2.
Okay, because I know it's a better film.
Is Godfather 2 the one with Senator? You can have my answer now, right?
The flashbacks.
Where he's holding court.
Yeah.
And then it's the young
Yeah.
Robert De Niro who's coming to America. They intersperse Michael Corleone with his father.
I think 2 is a better movie, but it's not as entertaining. I know that it's a better film, but
that's
I will
one I've seen
land on The
multiple
Godfather.
times.
Sure.
Another one, and this is an oldie but goodie that you may or may not have seen. But it's one of my all-time. But no, I don't watch it again and again and again. Though I'm giving
What?
you real movies that I will sit down and watch in their entirety. And I'm not alone in this. Shawshank Redemption. I
think that's one for everybody.
I've watched that again. Have you seen it? Have you seen the
Me?
Shawshank Redemption?
Many
no,
times.
No, not you. I know
yes.
you have.
No, that's
Yeah.
one I've seen many times.
You've seen it. Okay, let me
Yeah.
give another example of one. Because it's hard for me because I don't do it
Step
as
Brothers?
much as Rob does. Step Brothers.
And of course, Mike, my favorite, Hubie Halloween.
I've watched it twice.
Listen, all the Beethoven movies? No, I'm sorry. No, that's not.
Well, that's
that's
what.
not the case.
When you set up the question like that, that's what I think of right away is kid movies, because as a kid we had like 2 VHS movies.
Right.
So
and
we
you watch
play
them
those
over and over
again.
Mike, that he says that. I guess the movie I've probably seen the most is Monsters Inc. Because Julia went 8 months and she watched it every morning.
Yeah,
right.
That really doesn't. And I am not. You're a better father in that regard than I am. I don't linger.
Thank you.
If I have to go see, I'm still hauling out to go to see animated features.
Yeah,
I still did that Minecraft thing with Jack Black. I went out and saw that. Fell sound asleep towards the end of it.
I think the most
Minions was good though. I liked Minions. The
most recent movie that I've watched multiple times, maybe 8, 9, is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that was a sensational film with so much to grab onto.
And there is the common ground. I cannot watch that enough. And thank you for mentioning Quentin Tarantino, because Quentin Tarantino movies are fantastic. Even his not so great ones,
they're still good.
The Hateful Eight, I can linger on. And that's not one of his real tour de forces. I think I'm burned. I've watched Reservoir Dogs enough now. And that
Reservoir
doesn't
Dogs
move
was
as fast as some of the other ones, you know?
You'll never forget the first time you see Reservoir Dogs, because it's shocking moment after shocking moment. But when you get to the point that you're laughing at gasoline being poured on a cut ear because, oh my God, who would do such a thing? It loses a little of its punch because it's not shocking anymore.
I will say this, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you want a guy to cement his position as a movie tough guy, it's Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, as he's grown older, being the movie tough guy, and that's going to continue. I want to see more of that.
That could be his best movie ever,
listen,
don't you think?
I'm going to go in and see him. I'm going to, and that door's not stopping me. I mean, just like, and then when he knocks the guy down that puts the knife in his tire, I just thought, oh, it's so dreamy.
Yeah,
hi, Brad.
He is. He's gotten better looking.
Right. You've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right, Josh?
Of course, yes.
Okay, very good. All right, yes. Go ahead, Rob. You're doing a good job with these.
It's a mad world. I know. No, don't buzz me. I didn't buzz you.
Let me tell you why I didn't like it. Because we had common ground on that. Mad World is what I call an actor's movie. And I don't like actors' movies.
Can you give another example
one?
of
I'll give you another one, and
Please.
It's with kids.
Okay.
Goonies is an actor's movie. It's just letting the little children run wild. Well, that's the male version where it's just roll the camera and we'll see what happens. Let them be funny. And I think you have to have structure with a film. Mad World didn't have enough structure.
I don't think that's
Smokey
right.
and the Bandit movies didn't have any structure.
Well, they
were just winging it.
But don't put them in the same scope as Mad World, which was totally scripted. Now they wrote to
was
the
it
actors.
really totally
Yes,
scriptable?
yes.
Sure didn't look like
yeah,
it.
and they did cater to the actors in the film. But it is.
You ever seen Mad World?
I've seen parts.
Okay,
It's not. It doesn't hold my attention.
no, it's boring.
There's $350,000 buried under a great big W, and I don't think it's
There's
dumb.
not a person
You
in
see,
the
Mike, you're
world
being-
that knows that. There's not a person in this audience or the world that knows that fact.
Everybody knows it.
No, everybody does not know it.
Everyone worth knowing knows it.
All right, fine.
So, other movies that I will watch over and over and over. One is 16 Candles, because that was when I was.
Molly Ringwald. I know you had a big boner.
Well,
for Molly Ringwald.
also, Mike. The thing is
Am I going to get in trouble for saying that?
No, certainly not.
Okay, all right.
Are there movies that came out when, say, you were 16 that really catered to the 16-year-old you?
Yes, Birth of a Nation. No,
And you still fought on the wrong side.
no, movies
Like
that
like a coming-of-age film.
I'll give a coming-of-age story. Animal House falls into the category of I was in college right around the time that movie came out.
Did you see it a lot of
And
times?
I saw it tons of times. I could watch it. I go back to that one. There's a comedy. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, coming-of-age movie, really good coming. Clueless was another really good one.
You make me remind of a movie that I've watched a million times since Josh was born, and that's Clue.
Therein lies the
You
difference.
hate that. You hate
Right.
Clue.
I will watch Clueless over Clue.
A lot of people
Anytime.
love Clue. The people that like Clue love
The father
Clue.
says to the kid, I have a 45 and a shovel. I'll dig a hole you won't be missed. Still use that line. Used it for my daughters, It was
and
it was wonderful.
That's why you're loved.
That's why they've never been married. That's the way it goes. But the common ground on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the as far as the comedy goes, Animal House, I still think makes me laugh out loud.
I think what's amazing about Animal House is how it holds up. Because it was a coming-of-age movie, sort of, in what was it, 1980? Is that about right? 78?
81, 80,
yeah.
Yep.
Somewhere around there. But it does hold up. Now, if you watch one of the greatest coming-of-age movies from my generation, it's Reality Bites, the Ben Stiller movie that was talking about the troubles that 23 and 24-year-old people were having when I was 23 and 24. Mm-hmm. It was really remarkable coming home from that and saying, wow, that's really a movie that's shot at my age group. And it's not a good movie, but it's one that you remember because it really appeals to you. Okay. So there's that.
Sorry, I get excited about the ones that I care about. I don't get excited.
It doesn't
Josh,
show. I love that you cover it so well. I love that when I say something I really love, you just say dumb. Maybe I'll start doing that.
Josh, I think Rob and I can both agree.
Fans?
Shut up, Rob.
Dumb.
I think. Stop it. Hockey is not dumb.
Dumb.
Shut up.
No one knows about hockey.
Josh, here's a series you haven't seen, and I recommend you watch this with your lovely bride on any particular night. The entire Emmanuel series.
Very good. Do you know, Mike, she goes to space?
I'm familiar.
Emmanuel in Space being both Rob and my favorite.
Yeah.
I've heard
it's
it
the
referenced
costuming,
enough
really.
to know to avoid it.
Yeah, lots of zippers in that.
It slows you down, but who doesn't love a good trip to space?
Well, we just saw the remake with Katy Perry.
That's right. Yeah,
it's wonderful. And
they called it Space Mountains.
Right, and all of the films in the Emmanuel collection are really fine. And
they are really fine.
Yeah, some of them really fine, and I can never find it. We'll be right back, everybody. I never can find the sound I want. That's just the way it goes.
Dumb.
That's the way it works. Dumb. Yeah, dumb. Which movie did I say was dumb?
I think 4 of them.
Sorry.
Mad World.
Mad World, that's right. You said was dumb.
Actors
not dumb.
movie. Let them play. Let them play and go wild because they're so scary.
You would let Brad Pitt play.
Well, no, that's scripted too.
Yeah,
We're
but you wouldn't let him
play. Let me do a commercial, please.
If you must.
How would you like to be the most interesting person at the next big party you go to? Don't make up a story about how you invented Mother's Day as a holiday to celebrate Richard Roundtree, because that is a lie.
That's a lie, Josh.
Because that's a reference to a movie, oh God, that I have to explain his copy now. Shaft
there's a
was
payoff
a bad
at the end.
mother.
Oh, you see, there was a payoff at the end.
Well, sorry.
Of the spot.
All right, thanks so much.
Dumb.
That is a lie. Dumb. Just trying to sell a product here. Here's what I want you to do. Show up with a bottle of wine from an independent winemaker with a truly unique story. This podcast is sponsored by Naked Wines. It's a subscription service that seamlessly connects you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get a case of the market's best quality wines for a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores. I have been a absolute proponent of this company, Naked Wines, because case after case, whether it be holidays, whether it becomes visitors coming down, it doesn't matter. The wines don't miss.
No, they're always
and the
great.
wines are a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores. With our code, you can get 6 bottles of wine, and you can do it for $39.99, and you are not going to get a clunker. Naked Wines believes that wine is an experience, so turn off the noise of the outside world, uncork a bottle to celebrate the little joys in life. Plus, you can pause or cancel at any time. And I didn't even mention, great with so many different kinds of food, you need to join the Naked Wines community. Head to nakedwines.com/TMOS and put in our code TMOS for both the code and the password, and 6 bottles are yours for just $39.99. Shipping included. That's nakedwines.com/TMOS and the code TMOS for 6 bottles of wine for $39.99. And remember, this Sunday, Shaft is a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Only talking about Shaft.
Play the thing, please. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God, what are we doing? News. Roundtable. News.
Josh, how many times have you seen the movie Shaft?
Once.
Richard Roundtree.
That's good that he's seen it. That's excellent.
But probably just the remake with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Now, this is subject to change at any time. Has anybody checked their feed? Black smoke again is the very latest before we started taping this show in the Vatican. The Cardinals.
I checked this morning, still black smoke.
Failed to select a new pope. They had 2 rounds this morning. Now, the time difference, about 6 hours apart from us right now. So I think they probably come back from lunch, which, of course, is always macaroni and cheese. At the Sistine Chapel. So they have, let me see, 2 votes this morning, and then they will have a 3rd this afternoon, then a 4th, potentially 5th. What it takes to get elected. There are 133 voting cardinals, and they are all sequestered inside the Vatican. That has to be tough after lunch, I would think.
Yeah.
Really difficult. Any one of them needs
the robes are loose, at least.
Any one of the cardinals needs 2/3 of the vote to become the next pope. They'll keep voting until a new Catholic leader is chosen.
There's the chimney. No smoke yet today.
No smoke.
That's great. And there's the lady,
There's
the commercial lady.
There's a chimney cam where they're taking a look at it. We don't have.
Do you ever run into anyone who says chimbly?
Chimbly?
I always thought that was. Maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know.
Chimbly.
Chimbly.
Well, we were just enjoying some mint juleps, and
there it
we
is.
put a fire on. All right. Is that the live version?
Yeah, that's the live.
Oh, you can keep
chimney.
it up while I'm telling you this story.
Well, keep it up during the entire show.
In the upper right-hand corner. He could. He knows how to do that. He can
Santa
do that
Claus
type of
comes
thing.
down the chimbley.
The Catholic cardinals tasked with picking the new pope have a heavy responsibility. Luckily, they're receiving guidance from Ralph Fiennes.
Isn't it Rafe?
Ralph Fiennes. Rafe.
Yeah.
What? How do you pronounce the last name on this actor that was in Schindler's List? What the hell? Is it Rafe Fiennes?
No, I think it's Rafe Fiennes. He took his name from the character on Happy Days, Rafe Mafe.
Rafe Mafe. All right. Rafe Fiennes in an unnamed. He's an unnamed cleric. He's in that big movie, The Conclave, which I have not seen. I have not seen.
You need to take 4 or 5 days and watch it in 15-minute hunks. That's the best way to do it.
All right, so that's what they're watching. It's a movie about the selection of a new pope, and it's based on the 2016 novel of the same name by Robert Harris. The so-called insider, so that when they put that in a story, that means you might not be getting the real skinny, says that some cardinals have watched it in the cinema. Do you
think they've got like an amazing home theater in the Vatican?
No, I think they probably have folding metal chairs.
And a 16-millimeter projector.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
The majority of the cardinals who have to choose a replacement for Pope Francis were appointed by Pope Francis, so they've never experienced a conclave before. And,
now, Mike,
we will wait and see.
You talked about being isolated for the conclave, and in fact, they take away their devices as well. And I always think it's fun to think of a pope with like an iPhone. But you know the phrase we talked about a few months ago where people would go on flights and not look at video, not watch the movie? It was called raw dogging because they're doing an entire flight without doing anything. Now, of course, raw dogging has another connotation, and I'd like for you to hear this from CBS, I believe.
Lectures, it'll probably even take a little longer.
So they sit the whole time? They don't stand up and
Most of them will tell you that while that's going on, they're sitting reading their breviary. That's a book of prayers that clergy have, or praying a rosary, or doing. The one thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging it if you're going to go through a long period of time with no electronic device.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, they're of a certain age, so they might be used to.
I just wanted to.
They're of a certain age, so Mike, they're not having sex without condoms.
Yes, live TV. Anything can come out of the mouth, much like this show. That's the way it goes. We all know. I'm glad they're not on their devices because the devices can be cruel. And this story, I've always been a fan of this young lady and think she went through it. And I think it sucks. Modern Family star Ariel Winter. What a great movie. I mean, a great TV show. Fantastic.
The middle daughter on
every one of those kids, super talented during that run. She left Hollywood with her boyfriend in 2020 after years of online bullying. She says, quote, "It was just everywhere. It was every headline I read about myself, like grown people writing articles about me saying how I look terrible or pregnant or like a fat slut. I mean, I was 14. It totally damaged my self-esteem. I remember way back when reading about this. She adds, quote, "It made it very difficult to look at myself in the mirror and go, I love this version of me." She was a kid. She was also allegedly suffering from abuse at the hands of her mother. She was removed from her home and placed in the care of her older sister and was eventually legally emancipated. I didn't know that at all. Ariel has not left showbiz, just L.A. Here's her quote: "If you're no longer on a network show that shoots there, you don't really have to be there. And if I get a network show, I can easily go back." So she got out of Dodge, and I think she's absolutely a lovely young lady, and I'm glad that
and talented. The comedy that was handled by those kids was amazing on that show, and I also think that it messed with her enough that she tried to embrace it. If I recall, there was she was putting out on Instagram a lot of suggestive material of herself. Nothing dirty, but just suggestive stuff. And
well, look, I think when you're the innocent, whether you be Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, somebody that's been on a TV show, sometimes you want to break the shackles of the image. And I think that's what happens with that. Yeah. But, but the cruelty,
but it's bad for kids out there.
It's all out tough. There. Anybody in any public forum knows what they're talking about. The good thing about our naked cruelty is we have it in the comments section right next to us every day when we're doing the show.
It keeps us going, Mike.
We can get it in real time, which I think is exciting. I have a trivia question for you about another child star.
Oh, good.
Because I think you know and love the name.
Okay.
The kid who was the little kid on Jerry Maguire. Do you remember the name?
Was that Jonathan Lipnicki?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Yeah.
He was a huge star, and he was only 5 years old, thanks to Jerry Maguire. He went on to roles in Stuart Little. He was good in that. I took my kids to see that. The Little Vampire, and Like Mike. I don't know that one.
He had to be like Michael Jordan, I think.
Yeah, I think that was basketball, baby.
I loved Stuart Little. A mouse in cargo pants, bring it.
I thought it was good, too. I thought they did a nice job. At 34, that's how old Lipnicki is now.
Oh, no!
He's still out there grinding, and he still wants to make it in Hollywood. Here's his quote: "This is the thing I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think you just have to believe it's going to happen and do everything in your power to take action in the right direction." He admits that he's currently, quote, "not where I want to be career-wise." Tough to do that sometimes when you're a child star.
Yes.
But he adds, "I pray every night for clarity on where I need to go, and I'm confident the best is yet to come for me." Positive, manifesting a little bit there. I wish him luck with that. And I saw a picture of him, the modern Lipnicki. Not a bad-looking kid.
Looks the same?
No, and it's not like that that terrible issue where child stars that are cute end up to be like
hideous.
Middle Earth people.
Yeah,
which
you're right.
Is not cool. Jonathan is currently playing a fictionalized, egotistical version of himself on the TBS reality series, The Joe Schmo Show. Have you seen any of that? Have you watched that, Josh?
I have not. I've seen trailers for it. I didn't know it was out yet.
I don't take TBS. What he needs to do, Mike.
I believe the way it is a show, it is a reality show where there is one person who doesn't know what's going on, who thinks he's a contestant on a reality show. Every other contestant is an actor or actress.
Oh, it's like that.
It's off stage. It's like the jury show.
Yeah, that show with the jury that was brilliant. I loved that. And I think that if Lipnicki wants to really advance, he needs to take the Ricky Schroeder move. And as Ricky turned into Rick Schroeder, he needs to be John Lipnicki.
John Lipnicki.
Or Jack. Jack Lipnicki.
Or maybe Vegas and Johnny Nicky.
I see him. He has a residence.
Yeah. Get the banquettes ready. Finally today, there's a Turkish town called Lice. Lice. L-I-C-E. I believe it would be, or Lice. I don't know. It's Turkey. I don't know. I don't speak Turkish. So, Lice. Let's go with Lice. L-I-C-E.
I love it.
25,000 people. They all got high inadvertently after the authorities there burned more than 20 tons of seized cannabis in the town center. It happened back on April 18th. Apparently not legal over there. 2 days before, 420. People say the air became thick with weed smoke for 5 days.
God.
It forced residents to keep their windows closed and avoid going outside. Officials didn't burn the weed in an incinerator. They arranged the bags in the shape of letters spelling out the name of the town.
Smart.
Lice.
Yeah.
And that's why the smoke
It sounds
got out
like
of
maybe
control.
they smoked a bag before laying out the
That
rest.
sounds like an idea. Why don't
Yeah.
we spell out the name of the town? Yeah, hi. Unclear whose bright idea this was. The marijuana had been confiscated over the previous 2 years. They had it for a while.
Wow.
And get this. They say it was valued at more than $261 million
Good
in
Lord.
U.S. money. One American tourist was leaving and planned legal action against the country after the incident. Mr. Gerald Reed told CNN, "Goodbye, Turkey. My attorney will be in touch." That was for Rob. See, I take, I give, I take, I give. There we go. That's a Jerry Reed song that Josh probably doesn't know either. With that,
No clue.
When you're hot, you're hot.
But you know what? Sales of Funyuns through the roof.
Oh, fantastic. Turkish Funyuns. They have a little more paprika. I don't know what that means. I do know we'll be back right after this, everybody, but thank you. Thank you very much. Liquid IV. Love it, love it, love it, love it,
The
love
greatest.
it. Drinking, almost killed the entire lemon lime already today. That's
Yum.
how much I love this stuff. This program is sponsored by Liquid IV. Times are weird, so treat yourself. Treat yourself by gifting yourself the everyday indulgent of liquid. Let me start again. Sometimes I rush and I get confused.
Yeah,
all
Mike,
right?
this is important news.
Treat yourself. It might be the music.
You,
Do you have
no
anything
music on this
sexy?
one. Keep it dry.
Treat yourself by gifting yourself the everyday indulgence of extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Powered by Live Hydroscience. That's a registered trademark. Liquid IV has flavors for days, from grape and lemon lime. I don't want to keep talking like this without music.
All right, so should we go back to the music?
No, I wanted romance.
Oh, you wanted
Forget it.
sexy music.
Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Lemon lime to pina colada or sugar-free raspberry lemonade, white peach, rainbow sherbet. They are all toppermost of the poppermost.
The best.
It's a low-key, delicious, and everyday sip, and it tastes like a visit to the legendary tulip farms of Holland. In my mouth. You can drink. Stunning, really. I drink it each and every day because I love it. And unlike tired old sports drinks, Liquid IV delivers 3 times the electrolytes, 8 essential vitamins, and is always non-GMO, vegan, and allergen-free. I've been telling you this for years. Try some Liquid IV. Liquid IV will make you happier than Rob Spiewak after raccoons become extinct.
Yes!
It's a good feeling. Use your muzzle to guzzle. Tear, pour, live more. Treat yourself. Liquid IV. Go to liquidiv.com. Get 20% off your first order when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code TMOS at liquidiv.com.
Love it.
That's it. Thank you very much. All right, you guys brought this to me. It is a golf update, and when I'm not talking about golf and somebody else on the show wants to talk about it, I go for it. So tell me what you were wanting to talk about.
Robert graduates on the 18th of May. We're all very excited, a little anxious, want to get it done because it's such a big deal, and it's a date we've all looked forward to. But he's home this week. And I was curious. I asked him, I said, why are you
You're
home?
taking the entire week off that week.
That
right?
week, yeah, because you got to move him back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible Sunday, 4:30 p.m. graduation. It's like, thanks
Still
for
very,
nothing.
very strange. So you won't be having a week of festivities or anything?
Oh, we'll
like that?
celebrate a little bit, but we're going to do the party. He still has one more class to take online to get it.
Mm-hmm.
He's allowed to walk, but after he gets the actual certification he's done, we'll have a party this summer. Okay. So
and
stay tuned for
move
that.
one box a day.
Exactly.
Spread out for the whole week.
Exactly. Thank you, Josh.
Is Josh giving you a hard time about taking the entire week?
No.
I just took a week.
Josh
I think
would,
he needs to take the week off. It's an important family event.
It is. It truly is. And but
Josh wasn't
I
complaining
understand what
about
you're saying.
boxes.
It's when he requested the time or mentioned that he was going to. First of all, request. We're very flexible with schedules on the show, so it's not the same as it's been in the past. But Rob, I think Josh and I probably noted the the request. Which all you say is I'd like to take that week off. You don't need to justify it, and because the justification was little weird, right? A little bit.
Dumb.
No, I didn't think it was weird. I think you should have that week off to spend with your family and move in.
Find it.
I just assume move-in will take one afternoon.
Well, no, you don't know.
But then I know you'll want to spend time with Robert, go out
Sure.
and hit the links with him.
Yeah. So, Mike, he's home this week, and I asked him.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that? Don't be quiet. Don't be
I'm
quiet.
letting you talk.
No.
I'm letting you talk.
I'm not saying that. I didn't say dick.
I was bringing it back to golf.
Thank you, Josh, for piloting the show. So he comes home, and I said, "This is great. You're home this week. What's up?" And he says, "Oh, I have new golf clubs being delivered, and I had them sent here." So the reason he came
to your
down,
house.
yeah, the reason he came home was to get his golf clubs. So, Mike, once again, the thoughtful gift that of 35 years ago when you gave me those Hogan irons, they are back in storage because Robert bought new Callaway extra long irons because of his height.
They added the length because of his height.
And I asked, how much longer are they? He said 1 inch per club. And I'm thinking, does 1 inch make a difference?
Yes.
Well, that's what I need.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
I hit the top of my balls all the time.
100% you need extended clubs. They do it for everybody. They do it for all people that are taller. You guys are both tall enough. You and Robert are both tall enough where you need that extra quarter and a half
I hold
an inch.
the end of my club and still hit the top of that ball. So an inch would have been a huge difference.
So he yesterday snuck off with his friends that have the house that back up to Raspberry Falls, and he snuck on and he played about 6 or 7 holes. He loves them. So apparently it does make a difference. And he still, as he said, I can't putt for S. So, but anyway, I just want you to know, Mike, that he is now so into golf that he's actually purchased new clubs. And I didn't know that they made extra long clubs. And if I pictured an extra long club being like one of those putters that they use on the senior tour, where you actually stand up and use it.
No,
like this.
it's a thing. It's a thing where he gets them. And now where's he been playing? Is he playing down where he lives in
there's
West
cheap
Virginia?
there is cheap golf in there's cheap golf in West Virginia, but of course he prefers the Northern Virginia courses, even though they're more expensive. But as we've mentioned in the past, his friend Barrett has a house in Raspberry Falls that backs up to
Berrit?
Barrett, I think. And his house
What kind of
backs.
name is that?
It's dumb. It backs up to Raspberry Falls.
God. All right.
And so they sneak on at dusk and they play there, like 6 or 7 holes. So
Now,
that's
he
the best
came
deal of all
home.
because it's free.
He came home for golf. Is he
Right.
sticking around for Mother's Day?
He says that he will be here until Sunday. Yes. So
Have you ordered
Don't
the mulch
say
for
it!
him?
you see, you're just so predictable.
What was he going to say? I missed
Mulch.
it. I'm
He's
trying to
gonna
look
bring
for
up
your
mulch.
text about your vacation.
No, keep looking.
Mulch.
all
It's
I've been
Mother's Day
doing.
this weekend.
Yeah, it is. It is actually, but no mulch to be gathered. Carrie's gifts are all coming from Temu, and they're here.
That's
By the
good.
way,
that means
I-
you had to think
I
about
predict
it weeks
this
ahead
is-
of time.
Yeah,
This
you're
might
right.
be wishful thinking.
Okay.
But my inexpensive, ridiculously cheap Temu golf shoe experiment
Yes.
has been a resounding success.
But you still need to buy insoles, right?
I did, and I bought the insoles non-Temu. And they were like, I got them for like $11.95.
They're MAGA,
if you-
right? They're
you
MAGA
know-
insoles.
Yeah, Make America. They're red with white lettering. And all right, well, let me see. Here's the proposed schedule of the week.
So,
regular
you know,
tape
Carrie
on
doesn't
Wednesday.
listen, so I can tell you what I got her for Mother's Day. I got a shelf to be installed. We have one built-in
Do
shelf.
you have the text that he sent requesting his vacation? Josh,
I can
anyone?
find it.
Can you?
I can
I'm
find
trying
it.
to. I'm having trouble finding it.
I don't
It's
think
just-
it's going to be that grievous, but I look forward
It's
to
not.
hearing it.
It's not grievous. Is grievous the
Like upsetting.
egregious? would be.
Egregious, maybe, yeah. Grievous would be crying because you're
right.
grieving. I didn't mean
A lot
that.
of Kentucky Derby Party logos right here.
Yeah,
that I'm
back and
trying to
forth,
find.
back and forth, back and
But
forth.
go ahead. I'm sorry about the golf.
That's all right. It's just I'm excited to see him do the golf thing. And Josh had asked about Mother's Day. So we have
You're not off next week. It's the week after.
the week after, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Good.
And I'll come back for the bonus show that week because I want to talk about the graduation, obviously. But one gift I got, Carrie, we have a built-in shelf in our shower, and it's always full of stuff. So I got her another shelf for the shower. She'll love that. The outside remote to open our garage door, like if you have a neighbor come over and you want to give them the 4-digit code,
that thing has been when we left.
Yeah, that thing has been a problem, and it worked yesterday. That's the weird thing. But that thing has been a problem for years. So I got 2 of those from Temu to see which one I like better. One of them has fingerprint recognition, so you don't even have to put in the code. But again, it's Temu, so who knows? And let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, yeah, I got her new, they're rubber mats that go around your sink in the kitchen, so you can put things on that dry into the sink, like a sponge or a brush or something like that. And she'll like that as well. And I'm making her one of her favorite dinners, which would require most of Sunday. I'm making turkey soup.
You know, the problem with finding stuff that are text threads is like Josh talks to me, I talk to Josh and Rob, Rob talks to me, Rob talks to Carl and me. It's just there are too many threads. Too many
All right,
threads.
so here's the text that you were looking for.
Thank God bless you for finding this.
Yes.
All right. Now listen, this falls squarely in the category of it was unnecessary.
Okay.
Because he can kick off whenever he wants to kick off. All right. Go ahead.
If it's not a conflict in any way, I'd like to take off the week of May 19th through 23rd.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Hold on. Mm-hmm. So that's it. That's where we both go, yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's no problem. But then he goes on.
Robert graduates the evening of the 18th, and we'll have lots to do that week. We can bank a bonus show in advance, or I'd be pleased to come in on the 23rd to record one. Let me know if this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that's over the top.
No, it's not. But it's, it was just funny because you didn't need to justify it.
Well, I wasn't justifying as much as I wasn't justifying as much as laying out answers to questions you might ask after the fact.
My perception of a parent's responsibility for a graduation is getting in a car, driving to the particular location, watching the graduation, and then going home.
Okay. Well, we're handling it different then.
No, you're not. He's gonna come home, but you're gonna have some downtime.
Well, yeah.
You have some R&R.
But
you're going to have a well-deserved vacation.
There will probably be at least 2 additional trips to get his crap from
that I did not know.
WVU back here because he's giving up the apartment. And some of the items are pretty big.
When Michael graduates from college, Michael need at least 2 weeks off.
Well, when Michael graduates from college...
Yeah, and that'll be for Carla to take my ashes down.
I was going to say, Mike will be mentioned in the program.
To see that. Oh, my God, we're running late. Yeah, that's it. So, well, enjoy. You never have to justify.
All right, in that case, 3 weeks.
Yeah. I bet there's a King's Dominion trip in there. I guarantee, though, that'll happen. I guarantee that'll happen.
Really?
He likes to go. Well, I think you might, right?
Yeah, he could. Mike, I say no to nothing.
There you go. We'll be right
Who doesn't
back,
like to have a good time?
Deserve it, for Christ's sake. Hey, do you have any delightful memories like when you took a wondrous massage in the Herndon, that delightful suburb of Washington, D.C., and you made 2 lovely friends? Ooh, that's a bingo!
Anytime you can befriend 2 people, that is a bingo.
Do you want to relive those good old days, but are they trapped on VHS tapes or film reels and you just aren't sure where to start? We have found the perfect solution, Legacy Box. Legacy Box is the simple and safe solution for digitizing all your family's precious memories. Plus, when you go to legacybox.com/TMOS, you can enjoy 50% off when you get started with Legacy Box today. Co-founders Nick and Adam, they started Legacy Box in their college dorm room over a decade ago. Since then, it's grown from a team of 2 to the largest and most trusted digitizing company in the world. Right now, when you purchase a Legacy Box, you get 90 days free access to Legacy Box Cloud, which is the easiest way to stream, share, and download your memories. It's like Netflix, but for your home movies. You can stream your vids or pics anywhere, download, organize, and save them, and store them securely. The Legacy Box Cloud brings you peace of mind, and now you can't even lose your photos if you tried. You clumsy oaf. Live in the now. Legacy Box. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to save 50% for a limited time only. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS. That's legacybox.com/TMOS. And remember, if someone tells you your glutes look just fine as they are, that is a lie. There it is.
That's becoming like a catchphrase on the show.
That is a lie.
Pow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bad flavoring of products. This is a pet
yes.
peeve with me and the Cost Company. I like my idea, and by the way, every company does this.
Yep.
They mix up flavors.
Variety packs.
Variety packs of flavors. I am decidedly against variety packs of flavors. I'll give you a great example. In my protein bar world, the Cost Company, where I purchased these, and hopefully we've got a brand new protein bar company coming on the show.
Thank goodness.
I'm very excited about that. They will mix the chocolate chip protein bars. Chocolate chip, a fine product, really solid, really fine.
You like it? It's really fine.
Some of it really fine, but then they will mix it with the fudge brownie part. That strikes me as a mistake that happened when they might have been making the chocolate. It's not good.
The fudge brownie tends to be a little chalky, does it not?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
I think that's the whole point of variety packs. Whether it's sodas or candy or anything, they always put the bad one in there. It's
the bad one in there to get rid of it, and I don't like that. And then they came up with, I'm walking down the aisle, and they're coming up with, I think, a cookies and cream. Is that the flavor of flavors?
It's
Is
the
that
flavor
the
of idiots.
they throw to everybody? It's like
for idiots.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it in the Dairy Queen dip.
Thank you, Mike, for setting some staunch sidelines there. Some rules that we need
Which
to
reminds
follow.
me, in Herndon, did you make it over to the Dairy Queen next to Jimmy's?
There's walking distance from Jimmy's. There's a
I
DQ.
did not.
It's right behind the caboose, Mike.
Yes.
But I'm doing pickup today. And I believe we're getting test results in from one of his classes.
And if they're positive,
Dairy Queen. Yeah, it's an excuse for Daddy.
Dairy Queen. What if it's not good and he's sad? How would you cheer him up? Dairy Queen.
Watch Daddy eat the ice cream cone.
Oh, sprinkles are for closers, son.
Absolutely. Watch Daddy enjoy it. Boy, I wish I'd gotten more than an 89. Yum, 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 yum. There you are.
Such a deal. It was actually more expensive just to buy one.
Right, exactly. I think that I truly believe that if you have a good flavor, you sell a good flavor.
Yeah.
Just because I liked your product doesn't mean that I like every flavor of your product.
Exhibit 2, popsicles. We used to have popsicles for the kids a lot. I'd eat them too.
Great example.
But when Julia would come home and would get like a big proper mix of popsicle brand popsicles, she would immediately go into the freezer and separate out all the red ones, her favorites, and put them aside. And that would leave the rest of the family, like me, with the cancer of fruit flavors, blue raspberry.
And it is a blue color.
It is blue, and
by the way,
you know what?
In our house we have Flavo Pops in the freezer, and when you get down to the massive bag of the cheapest confection in the world,
it's flavored sugar in a tube.
It's a sea of blue shite Flavo Pops at the bottom of our freezer.
Yeah, because the blue raspberry doesn't exist in the wild, and the blue raspberry, I've always theorized, was invented by some crooked candy maker who wanted to differentiate raspberry from cherry or strawberry or the most. Keep in mind, there are things out there that just taste red.
Right.
That's their flavor. They're red.
Cherry, strawberry. Yeah. Well, no, the cherry is a very vibrant, bright red.
Love cherry.
The strawberry is kind
always
of
fakey.
Like a pinkish, but usually has good flavor, at least on the Flavo Pops.
Well, Mike, we don't all speak to Flavo Pops.
But also, even as far as putting the Kit Kats in with the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, not everybody is going to like both. I just believe, sell your products. And, and in the case of the protein bars, I can't get my chocolate chip without buying my fudge brownie. And I am not happy about that.
What if you ate half of them and then returned them to Costco and said, these are no good? They might give you your money back.
I'm not that dishonest.
It's not dishonest to tell them you don't like the fudge brownie.
But there's nothing wrong with them. You see,
but
all I said was you didn't like
2 boxes.
Yeah,
then you're returning a full box.
Oh my God, this is great. Yes, 2 boxes and separate them. So all of the chocolate chip ones are in one box. All the fudge brownies are in the other box. You don't have to tape it shut, but you close it and you say, my son bought these, and these aren't good for our family, and we'd like to return them.
Well, then when they take them to the back room where the elves work and they open it up, they're going to know that they were scammed.
Do you think they don't throw that away the second it lands on the shelf?
That's food. They can't put it back on
They can't resell it.
Yeah, maybe I could collect all of the brown ones and then save up and get a giant screen TV.
It's a brand new TV, Bob.
Take them out to the backyard, spell TMOS, and light them all on fire.
That's right. And everybody
get all my neighbors high.
Everybody will get protein.
Very exciting. We will take a short break and come back. How is your beautiful video? We have not given you a really nice segment this week so far.
Mike, you are going to laugh your ass off.
I love that. That's fantastic. We'll take a short break, come back with Rob Spiewak and his beautiful video. You are listening to the Protein Bar Show. Hey, everybody. It's better in the Bahamas.
Oh, it is.
So you better get on the stick. Time is running out. All aboard the TMOS Love Boat. Love Boat. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our first ever party on the high seas, and we are excited about it. We really are. Join the crew for an unforgettable weekend aboard the stunning MSC Seaside. Set sail from the Miami Beach. I said the Miami Beach.
That's beautiful, the beach there. Yeah.
Yes, the beach, the Miami Beach. On Friday, December 5th, kicking off the evening with an exclusive TMOS cocktail party. We love it. We love cocktail parties. Saturday, Nassau exploration and a live TMOS entertainment. Why do I keep saying? I'm adding words. Sunday, private island. This is very bad copy. I'm trying desperately to make it make sense. Private island relaxation, then TMOS Team Jeopardy. And maybe play the match game with us. Then Monday, back home to your miserable life that has no water slides, casinos, or an exclusive chocolate boutique. That's right, they have a chocolate boutique there,
They do.
It's all fudge brownie.
Oh my!
Stop it! What is the matter with you?
I wonder if the chocolate boutique will be on my way out of the casino so that I can
I
throw
think
caution
somehow
to
it
the
will
wind.
be.
Yeah. Your voyage includes all your meals, the beverage package, $50 onboard credit, the Wi-Fi package, plus an exclusive TMOS Love Boat gift bag, and, of course, access to all the events. Interior ocean view and balcony cabins still available, so act fast. Secure your spot with a small deposit and ask about the easy payment plan. Book now at tmoscruise.com. That's tmoscruise.com. If you have any questions, email cruise@mikeomerashow.com. This is huge. Don't miss out. Reserve your cabin today at tmoscruise.com. It's your 100% cure for FOMO. I love it, love it, love it.
Hey,
love
I like
cruising.
that. Some beautiful video.
Jerry Todd. This is great. Hello, Richmond.
WRBQ.
One of the all-time great jingles. Mike, you love cats. I know you do.
I do.
And they've set a record for the longest jump by a cat. And I don't think it's that impressive once I see it.
Okay.
Are you
Is that
impressed?
a competition?
It is. And it's nearly 3 meters.
That's
I
the
bet a
cat
cat
director.
could jump further than that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem great
Well,
to me.
play it again. It looks like a bunch of cat people.
But it set a record, Mike. This is the
course
world
it's
record
cat
for cat
people.
jumping. And you know what? I don't know that cats usually jump for distance. It's normally height.
Can we take another peek at it?
Yeah. And it's just, when you see that impressive jump, it's so sad they euthanize the cat right after it.
Well, they need to keep moving the table further back to see
Until
how
he
far the cat
falls?
can jump. Yeah, until it misses.
That's true.
Absolutely. And catches its kitty little chin.
Kitty chin.
Kitty chin.
Kitty
That, by
chin.
the way, when I worked in Malaysia, that was my DJ name.
How long were you in Malaysia? I forget.
Very short. I got fired after only 3 months.
Kitty chin.
Yeah, just inappropriate.
Kitty
behavior.
chin.
I was drinking a lot those days.
I
showed up for
understand.
work a little. I'm kitty chin.
Kitty chin. Now, when I was a boy, if you didn't bring a pencil to school, you were screwed. You couldn't get a pencil. Your teacher wouldn't give you a pencil. Now they give you a laptop. It's a Chromebook. And I guess kids aren't even happy with Chromebooks, Mike, because they've figured out a way to make them smoke and catch on fire. This is, to me, very, very, this does not show gratitude.
Parent, you'll want to pay close attention to this story. School leaders all across the state are issuing a warning this evening about a TikTok trend that's making the rounds.
So apparently in several districts in Connecticut, students are jamming some items into their Chromebooks,
I got an
causing
email
them to
about
catch
this.
fire and
Did you?
release toxic smoke. NBC Connecticut's Amanda Pitts has more.
Let's go to Pitts.
This trend started right here on TikTok,
Yeah, I know.
where students are sticking sharp items into the charging ports of their Chromebooks to start a fire. Newington High School was the first school here in Connecticut to fall victim of this. Now, several other schools have had to be evacuated.
Yeah. Why they would do that, I don't know.
This TikTok shows a new and concerning trend among students.
It's more than just a trend, it causes a lot of disruption.
Do they have a lot of restaurants in Newington?
Well, my mom worked at Newington Children's Hospital for a long time.
Okay, so you know the area.
A few
yeah.
kids over there. That's like across the river from where across the river from where I grew up. But that is a fire marshal right there.
Yeah, and
that
also,
is the guy that wants to shut your party down. I'm sorry. I don't. How bad can it be? Right? It's a little lead pencil in the thing. Is that what it is?
Smoke, Mike.
Toxic smoke, really?
Bad, yes.
Like you're really gonna die by inhaling that little wisp of smoke? You think so?
I don't know. That's what they're saying. And I just hope that Newington continues to have their reporters dress in beige clothing.
That is just, I don't know. I mean, it sounds as though that the whole school's going to go up, and I don't think that's going to happen.
A student at Newington High School did just that.
It became clear that the damage was done intentionally, that it wasn't a malfunctioning Chromebook, but rather a student had intentionally done things to it that caused it to smoke and eventually melt.
Let's see
The
the
school
lead.
was evacuated as smoke filled the classroom.
Smoke filled the classroom?
No, it can't. There he is.
Fire.
Wait a minute. Okay, now hold everything. Hold on. Okay, I would like to take back everything I just said. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Where was that video earlier? They showed the little one.
Yeah, it's
they
just a
buried
little
the
wisp
lead.
of smoke. Sorry about that.
That's all
Okay,
right. Well,
bad
anyway,
stuff.
So watch your ass.
Yes, amen. Right,
Mike. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this is National Teachers Week, and my wife is a teacher, and they go through so much. You just saw that in that video, and I asked Carrie to record a small message for all the teachers out there. So this is my wife, who is a special ed teacher for Loudoun County. Thank you, Carrie. Do you remember earlier in the week when the Pittsburgh Pirate fan fell 21 feet?
And was completely racked up, has broken bones, brain injury, damage to his lungs, but he did survive. So
would you not believe that it's taken this long for someone else in his section to have video of it? So now we have another look.
This is the video from where, look, when he fell out, at the time we saw the first video, we were looking at it from home plate, and you're looking out and saying, that looks like he almost did it on purpose. I think it was just a jump for joy that went
They
astray.
break it down. They break it down on this video.
All right,
KDK just received new video showing what happened.
Now, also, I need to just ask a question. Is it common around the world now to when you do a transition to an anchor, you put his first name up? Because it just says Justin.
KDK just received new video.
No, that's
showing
just
what happened
in,
when a
you
man
moron.
I can't believe I didn't see
you are. That's you dummy of the week.
Now
That's
take it. That is
it's kind of a thing. That's
That's
so this
dumb.
is great video. Check
Okay,
20 feet from the stands at PNC Park last week.
Oof.
The videos from a fan who was
not
sitting
intentional.
behind Kevin Markwood. You can see he jumped into the air, apparently celebrating a play. As
Shirtless.
he came down,
Yeah.
his abdomen hit the railing. He flipped over, falling down onto the warning track below. Well, it comes as we're learning Markwood is making steps toward recovery.
Good.
Family members say he took his first steps since the accident. He remains in the hospital with a broken neck, collarbone, and back.
And,
So I wish him well, but you know what? You'll know I
was
will
he
care-
drunk? Did they find out whether he was drunk or not? Because I mean, he's got his shirt off. That usually goes kind of hand in hand at a
Don't
sporting
think we
event.
even need to ask that
and
question.
that
Mike.
jump.
Yeah, it was not a great jump.
That's an unbalanced jump up. Jump
I
around.
will always carry video that has the word abdomen in it. So that's my point.
Abdomen.
Abdomen. Oh,
Just
Chicago, Mike. Chicago. Things are rough in Chicago. It's a toddling town. It's my kind of town. But Chicago, what if you bought a house in Chicago and you got there and it was already inhabited by squatters? How do you handle it?
Very difficult.
It is very difficult.
Man says he did the unthinkable when he discovered alleged squatters in his property. He decided to move in with them.
Marco Velasquez is the owner of this Southside property, which is on the market to be sold.
Pretty.
He says his realtor came by with a potential buyer, but there was already people inside.
I couldn't believe it. It was like nightmare.
Velasquez says a woman named Charmaine and her boyfriend Cordero moved in, claiming they recently purchased the property. He says the couple showed police this mortgage document, but Cook County confirms they don't see this mortgage on record. Velasquez's realtor recorded this video as the couple explained to police they had a right to be there.
Y'all bogus right now. I listen, bro.
He says police told them under Illinois' current law, they couldn't remove anyone.
I said I'm not moving out, and I said at the one point they gotta leave. They gotta get tired of us being in the property. I called a couple of friends, stay overnight, and I knew they were not gonna like that.
So you're telling me that you and your friends came in and moved in with them?
Yes.
Velasquez says he, his wife, and their friends got a few air mattresses and spent the night with the alleged squatters.
I don't understand.
How did it resolve?
It turned out, Mike, 2 days later, he paid them $4,000 and they left.
Oh, so
but
he lost.
It took a couple days. Obviously, it's popular to buy houses in Chicago that have plywood windows.
Well, I'm sure he got a deal.
Yeah, that's a selling
put
feature.
the window in himself, or
$4
or
grand.
he's a vampire.
Yeah,
man. You know what? I would just have them. I would bring my friends over to spend the night, Mr. Smith and Mr. Wessett.
That's how you'd handle it.
I just drag in some speakers and play annoying music all night.
Yeah,
for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, you might have remembered Josh spent some time working at Guantanamo Bay.
It's very similar. Very similar.
It is. David Lee Roth, Mike. You know, David Lee Roth, like you and I, has been is a ex-CBS disc jockey.
Yes, he is,
and he's had some questionable choices since he's been out of the music industry.
Really,
but when you want to announce a new tour, don't you want to do it at a fabulous venue where you're going to get a lot of attention?
Why not?
David Lee Roth announced his summer tour at Merriweather Post Pavilion.
Oh, how about that? That's exciting.
If you ever want to pee in a trough, that's a great place to see a concert.
Rob's not a fan of the venue.
No, it's not a great one. Right. I like it when it's muddy and people slide
It's fine,
down.
but Rob doesn't like because it's in Maryland.
No, it's not that. It's just
it's outdoors.
Dated.
It's the problem. It's not air conditioned.
I love Wolf Trap. How about that? Talk yourself out of that.
There you go. But that's in Virginia, of course.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's actually a national park, so it's all over the world. But anyway, I don't know that DLR sounds the way he used to.
Okay. So, what do we make of this comeback? On one hand, yes, Roth's voice is clearly not what it used to be. That part's hard to deny. Even longtime fans are admitting it's rough to hear. But on the other hand, he's still bringing the show. He's still trying, and maybe that's worth something in an industry obsessed with perfection and pitch correction.
It's not
well,
bad.
Here is a tough job worker.
Sorry about that. It's not bad, but what troubles me about it is Panama does not require 4 background singers.
Well, that was my question. Has he always had 4?
No, he's covering his ass.
The track is a multi-layered track when he sings the chorus. Panama, it's everybody kind of shouting. Yeah. It's not even musical, really, when you think about it.
But
anyway, he's traveling everywhere.
4 men back up.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the way he would normally tour.
At least he stopped wearing spandex. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, but then he went through an era where he was like wearing a knit cap. And do you remember when...
I didn't like that either. When he was doing the like AC/DC guy, right?
Remember when he dressed like a dandy and tried to get a viral video going of him walking into a party and no one recognized him?
Oh, I hated that.
That was so tough.
He's made a few missteps.
Missteps.
I think the backup singers are his security.
Yeah,
I
would imagine so.
Yeah.
You know what? If I heard that, look, I'm the last guy in the world that's going to defend David Lee Roth.
Right.
But at the same time, what I heard, where he did a little bit,
yeah.
You know. By the way, that's my David Lee Roth and my AC/DC impression.
They're both great, Mike. They're both fine. I think that's good. Also, anyone that goes to the concert gets a free MacBook.
There you go, with a lead pencil. Thank you.
This is a dream come true for so many people. You know when a big truck turns over and
like an 18-wheeler truck?
Yeah, and they spill their contents.
Yeah.
I mean, What if it was like Flavo Pops? It'd be great. You could go grab them. This is a little tedious, but some people would be really into this mistake.
Not expect today that they spent hours picking up millions of dimes spilled on the side of a highway. They used vacuums, rakes, and even got down on the ground and picked them up with their hands. It happened along Highway 81 in Alvord in Wise County. Adriana de Alba explains how long it took to clean it all up.
It was a rare sight that sparkled even from above.
I was just curious what it was.
Along Highway 287 in Alvord, a tiny coin caused a big mess.
First time we've ever seen that happen.
Texas DPS says it was just after 5 this morning when a truck driver veered off the road, overcorrected, then overturned.
I just saw a truck flipped over.
And when that semi flipped, silver rain came pouring down. Freshly minted dimes spilling out of the truck. Millions of them.
But that's a lot of dimes.
Great actuality. That's a whole truckload of dimes there. Yes, sir. No. And by the way, Silver Rain. Yeah. And by the way, I submitted that song to MCA Records, and they didn't accept it. And a month later, Prince owns it with just changing the color name.
One word is all it took.
Silver Rain, Silver Rain.
I've always felt that Mark Riddell sends me messages by leaving dimes in inappropriate places that I find. Ooh. But Mark, take it easy. You don't need to turn a truck
Rob's
over.
Very superstitious, Josh.
Mark haunts my basement. It's weird. I don't want to get into it right now. I
want
to close.
Maybe we could do a little chat on that sometime.
I'd love to. Love to. But I want to close with this, Mike.
Yes.
I know a lot of people are watching the conclave and they want to keep updated.
Do we have the live video of the chimney? We do.
Okay, let's have a look at that to see if we have a new pope yet.
Quick peek at the chimney.
But while he brings it up, Mike,
yes.
Not many.
Still no
not
smoke.
yet, not yet. And that's the MSNBC feed, so we know that it to be true, right?
Okay, very
It's
good.
not. They're not. Hold it. I think I saw something.
I did too. It looked like something blowing in the wind.
Yeah, there was a bird that flew by.
Oh, a bird. All right.
Is he available to be pope?
Do you need me to check the Fox News camera as well?
Yes, it's a clear, more balanced camera.
And Mike,
yes.
We're giving you this coverage because this is all part of the Mike O'Mara Show's Hot Pope Summer.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes at the conclave, so let's close with this. This is some thrilling video. I mean, I don't think in the history of the church we've seen this. Exactly.
The number one pick in the 2025 National Catholic League Pope Draft. The Saints have traded to the Cardinals, and with that number one pick, the Vatican Cardinals select wide redeemer, Pier Battista Pizzaballa.
We had Pizzaballa. Yes. We had Pizzaballa on the show. There he is.
See this crowd.
I don't like Pizzaballa. I don't like his look.
What's the matter with
Roll it
him?
one more time if you can.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
roll it one more. I know you want to get out of here desperately, but roll it one more
number
time.
one pick
Take a look
in the
at it.
2025 National Catholic League Pope Draft.
There's something about
the
that
Saints
guy.
have traded to the Cardinals.
What if he's a favorite?
And with that number one
Well,
pick,
people love his
the
name.
Vatican Cardinals select wide redeemer, Pier Battista Pizzaballa.
Let's take a look.
Jerusalem.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, no, there's
You
that,
don't want
no.
another pope that looks like Uncle June. Anyway, that's what's going on over there.
There we
so
go.
We
It was
will
worth
keep you
the wait.
updated.
I love that. And by tomorrow, on our bonus show, we should have a new pope. And I don't like putting extra pressure on myself, but we will have an exclusive interview with him on the show tomorrow, and we'll know all about his quirks. If it's announced, it could go 2 days.
Yeah.
The average the past couple of times has been 3 days.
Oh, 3 days.
Yeah.
Come
Might have to
on,
wait till
guys.
That's how long the movie Conclave was.
There you go. You hated it. We'll see you tomorrow for a bonus show. For Josh Soroka and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye, folks.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Right. So what do you want now? Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Colds, flus, streps, even COVIDs. Every disease cured with ease by this blessed formula based on ancient scripture.
You know, when my inner decorator kicks in, I can't be stopped. Everything is daffodils and duck stencils, you know what I'm saying?